So you're thinking about buying a house? Well, in this video, we're going to go over the 7-step process it takes to buy a house. That way, when you get ready to make that decision, you'll know exactly what to expect. So let's do it. If this is your first time to the channel and you'd like to stay informed about the current market in the greater Sacramento area, then please subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications. My name is Carla and I'm with Gold Group Realty, and I would love to have the opportunity to help you find your new home in the greater Sacramento area. So please reach out to me. My contact information is in the description below. So step number 1 is you want to know your needs and desires. What is it that you are looking for in this new house? Do you want to have easy freeway access because you're a commuter? Do you want to live near a school because your children are in school? Do you want to live near hiking trails because you like the big great outdoors? Do you want to live near medical facilities because that's important to you? Or do you want to live near public transportation because you don't drive? Whatever it is, you want to make sure that you know exactly what is important to you in buying this house. Next, you want to ask yourself, how long do you plan to live in this property? And what will you be doing while you're living there? Perhaps you're planning to grow a family. Well, in that case, you may want a little bit bigger of a house. If you don't plan to have children, or you're living by yourself, maybe a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-bedroom, 1-bath would be just fine. But you need to decide what you're going to be doing there so that you can make sure you get the house that's going to be perfect for that situation. It's going to take about 3 things to determine the house that you want to buy, and that is location, budget, and criteria. So first of all, focus on location because your lifestyle is going to be geared around your location. The next thing you want to know is what monthly payment can you afford? That's more important than knowing the price of the house. And third is you want to know what the criteria is that you want. Do you want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath? Do you want a 4-bedroom, 3-bath? Do you want a 1-story, a 2-story? Do you want a big backyard, a small backyard? Do you want an easy to maintain yard? You just want to know what you would like to have in this new house. Step number 2 is determining your purchasing power and getting approved by a lender. So lenders are going to be looking at 2 main things. That is your income and your debt to income ratio when they're looking to give you a loan. We're going to cover credit scores right now. So even if you have a low credit score of about 580, it doesn't mean that you can't buy a house. It just means you cannot go through a traditional lender and getting a qualified mortgage, or a QM as they call it. But you could get a hard money loan, a private loan, a bank statement loan, possibly an I-10 loan. I-10 loans are typically for people who don't have a green card but they want to buy a house. All those loans are going to come with a much higher interest rate than you would get through a traditional lender. 620 is the credit score that most banks and government secured loans are going to be looking for when they give you a loan. So the better your credit score, the better your interest rate. But your interest rate is not going to fluctuate much if it's between 620 or 680. At 720 is where you're going to be getting a substantially better interest rate. And at 750, you can get any loan program. You qualify for any loan program, such as a jumbo loan. If you want to buy multiple homes at once, as long as your income is sufficient, you can get that as well with a credit score of 750. As far as credit card balances go, you want your credit card balance to be 30% or lower to get the best credit score. Right now we're going to go over some types of loans that there are. So there's a VA loan, which is no money down and comes, if you have excellent credit, you get about 1/4% better interest rate than a standard rate. If you want to know all the perks that you get with a VA loan, which there are many, you want to watch my Veterans Benefits video. It has all those perks in there and it's very informational. So check that out. The next loan we'll talk about is a USDA loan. So a USDA loan is for rural properties. So if you want to live out in the country, you want to live on some acreage, you want to have a little bit of elbow room to grow a garden or something, then a USDA loan, it may be a great option for you. However, it comes with an income cap. So the income cap, for instance, in Placer County is $116,000 a year. Well, that sounds great, and you may mean that you can have a mortgage payment of about $3,900 a month. But you also need to know what other costs you have, because they will come off that mortgage payment and reduce the amount that you can afford in a home. So if you have some credit card payments or car payments, taxes and insurance, whatever those extra costs are, they're going to be coming off that mortgage payment. So after those costs, it may even take you down to like $2,500 a month is all you can afford. And then that reduces the price of the house that you can afford. So it may mean that you have to get a house that's like $300,000 instead of one that's, $500,000. So you have to, we'll consider those things. The lender will talk to you about those things when they're going over the loan with you. The next loan we'll talk about is an FHA loan. So FHA loans are not just for first-time home buyers or low-income families. That's a misconception. They are government-secured loans. They do require 3.5% down, but they also come with a lower interest rate than a standard rate. So they're a very good option for a lot of people. The VA loan, the US VA loan, and the FHA loan all require a higher level of condition for the house to be in before you can get that loan. So it may need some repairs they may require some repairs before you get that loan. And the last loan would be a conventional loan. A conventional loan used to be 20% down, now it's only 3% down, but it does come with a little higher interest rate than the FHA loan. So those are the different loan programs. As far as a lender goes, I have put my 3 preferred lenders in the description below, but you may have some ideas of your own for lenders, but I recommend that you interview 3 different lenders because you want to see personalities and watch the way they work and communicate and work with the one that's going to work best for you. You could save a couple $100 a month just from choosing the right lender. So it's important that you interview about 3 of them. And what's going to happen is the first one that's going to pull your credit, they call it a hard pull, and it will affect your credit score slightly and not for a long time. And then for the next two lenders that you interview, you want to ask that first lender, what was your middle credit score? And then they will give that to you, and then you tell those other 2 lenders what that is, and then they do what they call a soft pull, and it doesn't affect your credit score, and they will tell you exactly what they can do for you and the loan programs they can provide for you. So listen to the way they talk and make sure that you have a good personality match, a good communication match, and a good payment match. Those are all important. So step number 3 is house hunting. So after that more difficult financial piece is over with, now we get to go out. The fun begins. We get to go out and look at some houses. So I recommend that you do not look at more than 6 houses a day because it's about all you can remember in a day. So if you can look at 3 houses in the morning and then be brief at lunchtime, go over them, talk about what you looked at, and then look at 3 more in the afternoon, that would be ideal. I also recommend that you take a notebook so you can take some notes on the features that you liked, the features that you didn't like, give them all a 1 to 5 star rating, compare them with each other, compare them with the house that you're looking for. That is also helpful. Also keep in mind it takes about 30 days to find your ideal home. So be patient and just keep looking. So once you find that home that you like, you just fell in love with it, you know this is it just feels right, then we're going to write an offer. And I promise you that we are going to come up with a winning strategy to get the home that you want. And it's not a one-size-fits-all strategy. So we're going to write an offer on each of the homes that you like based on that home. So we want to make sure that it's unique to that home, because each home is going to be unique, just like we are. But my goal for you is that you feel knowledgeable, confident, and happy with the outcome of the offer that we write. So once we write an offer, we're going to submit it to the seller, and they will do one of 3 things. They will either accept the offer, they'll reject the offer, or they'll counter the offer. And if they send us a counter offer, we'll go over it together, and I will give you my recommendation for it. Some examples of a counter offer are that they might ask for 2 weeks rent back from you so that they have more time to get out of the house. They may counter and say, I don't want to pay for the home warranty that you asked me to pay for in your offer. And at that time, we need to decide, is that okay? Are you going to accept that? And once we get that figured out, then we go into contract. There are 3 things that you want to do during this under contract phase. So the first thing you're going to do is we're going to contact the lender and just say we wrote an offer. We want to lock in our interest rate, lock in this loan at this rate, so that we don't wait any longer and the interest rate doesn't go up anymore. That's important. The next thing is that the title company is going to be reaching out to you to wire in your earnest money deposit. So the earnest money deposit is part of the down payment, but it's a deposit that's about 1% of the purchase price or more, and it tells the seller how serious you are about purchasing their home. It's also something that you get back in case inspections fail and you do not want to move forward with the purchase. You get that money back. The third thing you want to do in this under contract phase is you want to order inspections at the soonest time possible. Now, inspections are something that you do pay for, so you have to choose which ones you want to order. So there's home inspections, pest inspection, roof inspection, termite inspection, septic inspection, depending on the home that you're purchasing. So you want to get those inspections ordered and paid for. And I can give you my recommendations of the people that I work with, my preferred vendors, but you will be scheduling and ordering those. Final to-dos and closing day logistics. So the first thing I recommend is to contact your homeowner insurance provider. You want to make sure that you are getting the insurance that is best for you. You want to make sure that you're getting the coverage that you need, and you want to make sure that you're not getting coverage for things that you don't have. So I have a blog post on my website, agentcarla.com, and if you go to the home page, at the top of the page, you'll see the Sell tab. Click on Sell, it's for sellers, and it talks about, there's a blog post in there about ways to reduce your homeowner's insurance. And there's a whole list of things. And one of the things in there that you can get a discount on is if you have a burglar alarm hooked up in your house. In the policy, they're covering jewelry. Well, what if you don't have any jewelry? So you want to make sure you're not paying for things that you don't have, and you want to make sure that you're getting the coverage that you need. So it's a good blog post to read in case you're wanting more information on that. The next thing is I will be sending you a list of utility companies in your area for the house that you'll be purchasing about 2 weeks before closing. So as soon as I give that to you, you want to schedule the utilities to be connected on closing day, because the seller is going to be scheduling to disconnect the utilities on closing day. And you want to make sure you have electricity and gas and water on the day that you move in. The next thing we want to do is we want to wire the remainder of the deposit and the closing costs. Now, closing costs are about 2% of the purchase price. You want to make sure that you have that available to go with the down payment. So that is something that you want to make sure that you get to the title company. The next step is you want to decide whether you want to get a home warranty. So, in our offer, if we ask for it and the seller says, yes, we're going to pay for it, then that'll be covered. But if they say, no, we're not going to pay for it, then you want to decide whether you want a home warranty. They're about $500 to $600 for the year. You can get them up to 2 years. And it covers things like the HVAC system or the garbage disposal, or things break down. At least you have some coverage to make those repairs. The next step is we're going to go through the final walkthrough of the house together. We're going to make sure that the house is in the same condition it was when you wrote the contract. So you also want to make sure that the negotiated repairs were done by the seller at that time. And the last step of this process, this step number 7, is closing day. So this is the day that you get the house. This is the day that you are the official owner and the house becomes yours. You can actually move into it that day unless otherwise negotiated with the seller. This is the day I will meet you there and personally hand you the key to your new house. I can't wait to help you move into your new house. So please reach out to me. My contact information is in the description below. I hope you found this information helpful. And if you have any questions, again, please reach out to me. And until then, I will see you around town.